And here it is right here. Netanyahu convenes war cabinet as Israel prepares for imminent retaliation from Iran after airstrike against embassy in Syria. I just see this as oil going to $300 a barrel. That's what I see it as. They for $300-$400 a barrel, whatever. I just see it as that. Israel's war cabinet has convened to discuss its options following threats of imminent retaliatory attack by Iran in response to Israel's unprovoked attack to the Iranian Embassy in Damascus, Syria.
Yeah.
So this may be the piece of that moves on the chessboard that may be severely problematic. Like, this could be the piece that, like, how far are they going to take this, Supreme? I'm going to ask you that straight up, just cut and dry question. How
That's
far
a good question.
is this going to go, man?
Well, I think where Netanyahu is concerned, he's going all the way because he doesn't have a choice. If he loses power, he's probably going to prison.
He's going to prison, yeah.
Yeah, he's in enough trouble as it is. So he'll be playing off of Mr. Biden's cronies and family, or whatever particular coterie is actually running the United States right now, if anyone actually is. As for oil going to $150-$200 a barrel, well, that collapses every developed economy in the world right now.
Right, but
right. So
I'm saying this because
we don't want that to happen. But why on earth would they hit an embassy? Embassies are sacred sovereign ground. There are conventions against that sort of thing. So you hit an Iranian consulate. Either someone is getting desperate, which I'm sure a lot of people are desperate now. To really get something going.
Here's a picture of the consulate here.
I saw those. Yeah,
people to see
unreal.
What is going on. So this is they're purposely popping the right bubbles, or basically putting the ducks in a row in a certain way, or connecting the dots a certain way, so they could get limited nuclear war, limited thermal nuclear war, limited. And I think that's what they want, is a little bit, the heat things up a little bit, because the distraction's falling apart and people aren't believing this anymore. And another one that I'm really concerned about, and this is really concerning me, and I really want to bring this one up for you, okay, Supreme, is this one here. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, where did it go? Ukraine will join NATO. Blinken announces signaling imminent World War III with Russia. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Supreme. I may be wrong, but I remember 11 years ago where Biden told Blinken that we will not, that Ukraine will not join NATO, because if it does, it's imminent war with Russia. And Biden said this 11 years ago to Blinken, that we can't do this. And then now, a few days ago, Biden says, do what you got to do. On the White House lawn or somewhere, he just said, what about the whole Ukraine joining NATO, blah, blah, blah. And Biden just turned over and said, do what you guys got to do, or they got to do what they got to do, or it's best that they do what they have to do. It's like, what the hell? Even Biden knew 11 years ago that this would spark a war.
Yeah. Well, although he is the president and ostensibly the man in charge, he's obviously not the same level of sentience that he was 11 years ago. And these people say things and then 20 years later say exactly the opposite. And the people living inside their media bubbles, their captive audience, they don't question it. They've got the memory of goldfish by now. Where Ukraine joining NATO, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think Turkey wants it. And keeping Turkey in NATO is getting to be a hard sell already. There's no way that the Central European countries will agree to that.
Okay, let me counter that. Okay.
Okay.
We can afford a drawn out war. Polish foreign minister announces NATO mission to Ukraine. So he's already signaling that basically we could do this. And the new left leaning Polish minister that was selected into power a few months back is now flexing his military might, saber rattling all over the world, or saber rattling his, to test his might against the Russian bear. And Supreme, man, I really hope I'm wrong about this. I really hope us talking about this negates it from happening. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know what to say, man, because this is, I was actually floored when I saw this, and we knew that this something was going to go down. So you're telling me, so Supreme, as sure as your name, as sure as you know your name, you're sure that this Ukraine will not join NATO?
Oh boy, well, I'm not wagering my soul on it, but I don't see how they pull it off. And in the end, I mean, NATO has de facto been operating there for over a decade already. There was a raid over the border into a little town near Belgorod in Russia, and there's GoPros taking off some of the dead guys, and there were Americans in that group, and there was an American leading it.
Because I still recall,
got his face blown off. You know.
Yeah, I still recall a video. I shredded a short video the other day, and it's from 2015, and I was shocked. And I was talking about the NATO presence build up, presence build up along the Russian border, and how the Obama administration is pushing or poking the Russian bear, and how China was building these military war islands, expanding their reach. Man, it's like it's coming, but it's a slow roll. After watching that video from 2015, I'm like, wow. I was kind of connecting these dots as we went along, and it's kind of a slow roll. It's happening like the housing correction. It's going to probably take another couple of more years until we really hit, till either people completely run out of money, or we stop bringing in foreign investors, or something's going to give somewhere. So
unless some externality intervenes in the meantime and brings it all down, which could literally happen any day now. Who knows? The whole thing is just propped up on a quaking marsh. The thing about NATO is, if they don't think that they got what they need for a drawn-out war, then the alternative is make peace, which is a loss of reputation that America can't afford, even though everybody knows the deal. Or the alternative is a really quick war, where they just roll the dice. Everybody gets their stuff together and gets lined up. The thing about NATO is, collectively it looks real big, but you're talking about 27, 28 countries plus, right? With all their little militaries that don't have tons of ammunition, and they gave a lot of equipment to Ukraine already. It would be like, Russia's one big army in one big country with the same equipment and bottomless supplies of ammunition and stuff that they haven't even broken out of the toolbox yet. It would be like pounding on an anvil with a bunch of little hammers. It's not going to do much. It's just going to get a bunch of people killed, and then it could probably go nuclear. So
do you see limited?
I don't see it.
Thermal nuclear limited, or do you see full out like?
I think any exchange of nuclear weapons is going to go full out everywhere. I don't see how you avoid it.
Do you see Pakistan dusting off their nukes, and India dusting off their nukes, and all these other countries dusting off their nukes?
There could be enough. There could be enough reasons. Like India, of course, there's 900 million Hindus, but you've also got a lot of Muslims there. If say Israel launched one at, say they launched one at Iran. There's some speculation they have nuclear weapons already, but even if they didn't, they have enough ballistic missiles to level Israel. They've got thousands of them. They're putting their own satellites into orbit now. They've mastered rocketry. They know what they're doing, and drones and things like that. It's just something that absolutely could take off. It's a prairie fire that it wouldn't be easy to put out.